Okay, here's the finished piece of it, just a 3D model. Doesn't have to be done in 3D, but it makes it a little easier. And here's the logo, and all it's doing is using the pen tool to create some of the shapes. Sometimes a rectangular tool just to get the same width across, and I put a ruler guide down the middle. You could try to do the whole piece as a solid outline because you can see there's a star right down the middle with a circle, very symmetrical. So not too difficult to do. But then once you have it, you can flip it over, use the Pathfinder to blend and combine some of the shapes for it. And then the Air Force has a logo type that you can put in there and use the tracking and kerning just to get that logo. And then there's some pictures on the file for a jet and just a flat view, just trying to keep it a simple design, doing some of the outlines here and just using the pen tool and creating some of those so you can change the thickness of the pen. Or you use the line segment tool for some of the straight lines, it's just as easy. Using the widgets to curve some of the shapes in the boxes and duplicating pieces just to make it a little bit easier. So this, as the line weight, shows a thin interior line with a thick outer edge. So it just kind of gives you those pieces to take a look at. So just rapidly speed it up here so it won't take too long. Using shapes when necessary, and in this case you can take the fill off if you just want to make sure you have it a complete stroke, not any images in between it. So it's just stretching out the parts here using a shape with a duplication. Make those pieces and then drawing some interior segments. So I'm trying to do it accurately, but also quickly for you just so you can see it. And, again, there's a shape that had the widgets to make it turn. Here's an ellipse with a square shape, and then Pathfinder taking it out from that side. And again, since it's symmetrical, you only need to do half of the item and then flip it. I didn't bother to join the lines because I knew that it was just going to be used for a symbol, so I didn't bother making them connected just for the demonstration. So there it is, just selecting it, grouping it together, transforming it, and flipping it, and using that shape of the plane to make a pattern. Then going ahead and making this banner below it, trying to find a rectangular piece for the Aim High logo, just 2 circles, same font, just reducing it down, changing the leading and the tracking, making it a little bit smaller, and then using a rectangle tool just to, from the center out, and then the scissors just to clip right on the circle, and then just taking out the parts that aren't necessary. So you just have those 2 arcs off of a circle, doing the same for the outside one, trimming it off, rotating it, and changing the thickness and the end cap. And it gives you the piece. And then if you select everything to make it white, put it on a background, so you have to select them separately to get that piece in there. So here's the elliptical shape for the band. Here's one that isn't, so it's a little trickier. This one only has 4 sides to it. So you take the thickness of the stroke, outline the stroke, and then you have an extrusion of the path. And then just go ahead, you only have 4 sides now to place the graphics. And it makes it much smoother transition and a little easier to see. And did a little perspective, have a little black top for the band that wraps around it. So that's a separate symbol. Change the background, just give it a display, and then go ahead and take a picture with a screenshot for it. It's all finished.